a little lake time. Although I looked at the forecast, Prez, first vacation in 3 years, like legit vacation, it's not even supposed to be 7. It's supposed to be freezing the entire time I'm there. Brutal.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. But just
Dude,
so you know, when you get back, just so you know, when you get back
on that lake, it's supposed to be 60 degrees the whole time.
Teddy, when you get back, I'm going on vacation again.
Yeah, good.
Haven't had one in a few weeks. Rob Veno joining us at the top of the show. He's talking game 2 in the NBA and a deep dive into the Michigan-Philadelphia USFL game. Rob's a perfect 6-0 in his last 6 USFL games. Carmine Bianco, Tampa Bay and New York, the Rangers tonight. He's also going to look at Colorado and Edmonton tomorrow. And Andy Lang with a bunch of prop bets. Teddy, before we get into this show, you know I love reading the chat room. And, you know, one of PSU Boy 172. Prez, you a big prog rock fan? I guess that's progressive rock. Is that like Yes? What band constitutes progressive rock?
It's funny you say that. And the first band I think of is Yes.
Yes, right?
Yeah,
and
yes.
The drummer passed
ELP
away.
or something.
ELP. Yeah, the answer, PSU Boy, if it's Yes and Emerson Lake and Bachman Turner, that kind of music, it's okay. I mean, I'm not against it. It's certainly better than anything you can hear on the radio today. That you can take to the bank. What the hell were you just doing?
I was doing, you're a get off my lawn guy now, dude. Well, it's better than the music today. You know, these kids today. Dude, you sounded 100 years old right there. You sounded older than your dad yelling. I mean, yeah, these kids, that music today is no good. You know, settle down.
Oh, Chris Allen, I hope you cut that. That was beautiful. Hey, listen, my favorite band is Grayscale, period. I am a huge Grayscale fanatic. Actually, I've been listening to Grayscale of late. No joke. Yeah, they are good. And we'll talk about that later. I was speaking to Rob Veno's. I was speaking to Rob Veno's son yesterday. They're in Nashville writing as we speak. Teddy, what did you learn last night in the wonderful world of sports betting?
Well, we got to talk about game 1 of the finals. It's going to be fun. You know, that's what we learned last night, is that this finals has the potential to be really fun if we see the Warriors bounce back from what was a pretty devastating fourth quarter collapse. I'm not going to call it a fourth quarter collapse for Golden State. There's a lot of questions. Golden State bad, Boston good. That was the Celtics playing championship level basketball in the fourth quarter. It wasn't the Warriors stinking up the joint. That was Boston saying, this is mine. Now, it's certainly a scenario in which you don't want to overreact to a single game, like every pundit is doing, like the betting markets have done. Look at the Celtics now. They were plus 140, we'll call it plus 140 yesterday. They're minus 170, minus 180 today to win the series. So we've seen a massive market adjustment off of that game 1. Might be warranted, Prez. After watching that first game, Boston looked hungrier. Boston looked deeper, and that's a big concern for the Warriors moving forward.
Yeah. Teddy covers awesome stuff. So Andrew Wadge writes, Pink Floyd is also considered progressive rock. Andrew, please, dude. Pink Floyd is considered Pink Floyd. They are a genre on their own. They are the single greatest musicians ever. Literally, while Teddy was calling, Beethoven and Mozart called on my phone. They were like, damn it, why didn't I write Shine On You Crazy Diamond? That's how good Pink Floyd is. They are not progressive rock. They are Pink Floyd. Teddy?
So now recognize, right before the show started, all right, Prez looks at me, real serious, goes, Teddy, hard out today. I got a hard out today. And then he spends, 6 minutes on the open talking about what progressive rock bands he likes.
Hey,
let's bring in Rob.
You're wasting time right now. You're the one. Anyway, one of our listeners, WT, he's going to see Fish. I'm going to see Fish August 10th, and not the biggest Foo Fighter fan on the planet. And AUD asks, do you like house and techno, Prez? The two bands that I listen to the most in the whole world, Pink Floyd, Thievery Corporation. And technically, Thievery Corporation does fit into that techno world. Now we can bring Rob Veno in and get the show moving. Robert, I was speaking to Nick yesterday, dude. They're writing music in Nashville. They really like Nashville, dude. I think you might lose them to Nashville.
Well, he spent 4 years of school there at Belmont University down the road from Vandy, so he knows a little bit about Nashville. Got his music business background there. But they write in Nashville with, I don't know if you guys know the band Third Eye Blind, but there's a couple members of Third Eye Blind that co-write with them music now. So that's why they're in Nashville with them. And they played a festival in Texas, Austin, Texas, over the holiday weekend called So What Festival, I think it was called, or Arlington, Texas, excuse me, right outside the Rangers ballpark. So they're busy, going to get back on the road in July. And you know the date in Toronto, Prez, you got to go see them.
Only if you come. I'm going to see them anyway, Rob, because, you know, I actually have been listening to their music and I think it's good. I'm impressed. And whoever the drummer is, outstanding work. Outstanding.
Yeah, how about that kid?
Yeah, and Rob, he's good looking. Mm-hmm. What the hell? Well, how did you have a good looking son?
Well, I married a woman, so maybe it's all on her, right?
Well, it certainly ain't on you, Robert. NBA, brother. I'm just playing around. Somebody out there thinks you're good looking. 14-5 NBA run. Congratulations. Outstanding work. And you got some thoughts on game 2 tomorrow night. A huge game for Golden State and really a game that could put Boston in the driver's seat. How are you going to bet this one?
Yeah, this one actually Sunday night, the NBA Finals, they drag on and on and on. So you get a lot of rest in between games here. But I'm looking at the first quarter here, Prez, and for obvious reasons, right? I mean, I don't have to state the elementary stuff. You know, the Golden State can't go down 0-2 at home. They'll have a sense of urgency. The Celtics may be happy with a split. Golden State looking for redemption off a poor fourth quarter. All the standard stuff you would hear mainstream media, but I think it applies here. There's nothing wrong with betting that type of stuff in these instances. I think it applies for sure. I think one trend that's developed over the course of the last 2 series that puts me in the corner of Golden State minus 1.5 in the first quarter is the fact that Boston has 8 wins in their last 2 series, 4 against Milwaukee, 4 against Miami. Let's throw out the 2 Game 7 victories because there was no follow-up game. The other 6 times they've won a game in their past 2 series, they've come back and lost the first quarter in the very next game. They're 0-6 straight up first quarter off a win. Last 2 playoff series in Miami, won game 2, lost the first quarter in game 3, won game 4, lost the first quarter in game 5, won game 5, lost the first quarter in game 6. They've lost all 6 of these games by at least 2 points, anywhere between 2 and 21. So laying 1.5 seems to be a pretty good deal here. And if I want to look at the other side, Golden State, and could there be a bounce back? They've had 4 playoff losses up until the other night, right? Or last night, excuse me. That made their 5th. In their 4 playoff losses so far, they've come back 3-1 first quarter with all three of those victories by 4 points or more. So it's kind of simplistic, but I think the trends that are developing here certainly help it out. I think Golden State first quarter minus 1.5. They did win the first quarter last night. And I just don't know that Boston can replicate that fourth quarter that they had last night. I mean, 15 of 22, 68%, and 9 of 12 from 3. So I'm going to try Golden State, guys, to win by a bucket first quarter, Sunday's game at home, game 2 against Boston.
Rob, is this the kind of thing that you're going to look to do in maybe every game in this series? Take the team that lost last time and bet them in the first quarter next time out. Not full game, not a true zigzag like a full game, but for a first quarter expecting that energy level to be there and that execution to be there for 2 elite teams coming off a loss. Does that make sense as a betting strategy moving forward for you, or is this kind of a one-shot deal on the Warriors in this spot?
Yeah, I think it's worth an immediate look, Teddy, whether or not you feel confident enough to play it or not, like I do in this particular instance, is another story. But I do think it should be your first look, mechanical look at the losing team of the prior game in the first, especially if they're at home and they're about to lose 2 straight at home. If this were to happen to Boston in game 3, when they go back there, I would say first quarter, game 4, probably look at Boston. So I like what you said early about how this is going to be an exciting series. I feel the same way. The back and forth. If anybody thinks Golden State can't go to Boston and win the way Boston did last night, I think they're crazy.
Yeah.
So I'd go ahead and play first quarter on Sunday with the Warriors.
Rob, USFL is in full swing, and I mean, I'm not going to speak on behalf of Teddy, but I couldn't even name you teams in the sport. I mean, there's just only so much a human being can do, and that ain't part of the list for me. I'm curious if people are even buying USFL. I should look into you're on a 6-0 run. Are you seeing sales? I'm curious.
Minimal, Prez. I don't think that it's taken flight as of yet, right. The USFL. I think the show that we do on Thursday has attracted a decent amount of viewers for a first-time show, for a first-time league, the WagerTalk show that we do. So, yeah, I mean, I watch it because I'm a football junkie. And for me, it probably takes the place of, you're handicapping hockey. I'm handicapping USFL. So find something to do. Some guys are handicapping WNBA. But in this instance, Michigan is going to play Philadelphia. For those who don't know, and I know there's probably a lot of guys watching this show, a lot of people, I should say, guys and women, watching this show that, don't even understand what's going on here in this league. But it's 2 divisions of 4 teams each, and the playoffs are at stake here now. We're in week 8 of the playoff season. For the Philadelphia Stars in this matchup, they could clinch a playoff spot with a victory. For the Michigan Panthers, head coach Jeff Fisher, ex-Tennessee Titan, Houston Oilers guy, they would stay in the hunt with a win here. So you got focus on both sides. I'm bitter about this one, Prez. It's the second time around for these 2 teams. The first time I had Michigan -1. At the end of the game, they're down 26-25. They have first and goal on the 3 with 30 seconds left in the game and a timeout. And Jeff Fisher, in his infinite wisdom, decides he's going to let the whole clock run down rather than even try a play. And with 3 seconds left, he's going to kick a field goal, except that he doesn't really have a field goal kicker. He's got a punter. Punter runs out there, doinks it off the upright, and there goes my -1. You lose the game. So still bitter about that loss, but that's how close that game was. In that particular instance, Michigan ran for 250 yards in that game. Philadelphia has had the worst run defense in the league for quite some time. They've got the second worst total defense in the league. Michigan, right now, the last 3 weeks, has actually balanced off their really good running game with a really good passing game. They had to get rid of their quarterback, Shea Patterson. In steps Josh Love, former quarterback of San Jose State. The last 3 weeks, Michigan's thrown for 232 yards per game, which is a big number in the USFL. So you got a balanced offense, ranked 3rd in the league against a horrendous defense. And on the other side of the coin, Michigan's defense is ranked number 2. It would lead you to ask the question, how the heck are they not even in the playoffs right now? Because statistically, they're so good. But they've had instances like I just described that cost them games. Here they're getting 5.5. There's no home field advantage in the USFL. Every game's played on a field in Birmingham. Actually, Birmingham has the home field every single week they play. So when you're doing power ratings here, you don't account for home field. My power ratings make Philadelphia a 1-point favorite. They're laying 5.5. I really don't understand it. It was a 1-point game the first time around. Since that kicking failure for Michigan, real quick, guys, they got a new kicker, Cole Murphy out of Syracuse. He's 7 for 8 on field goals, 5 of 5 extra points. They've had no trouble kicking the ball. He kicked a 60-yard field goal last week. So the kicking issues have been solved. I'm going to take Michigan plus 5.5 here. I think that they're probably the better team, and I'm taking 5.5.
Teddy?
So
you got anything?
I want to ask you, Rob, real quick. Yes, Lawrence. Did you have something?
Maybe you should
Lawrence?
check your Slack one of these days. But I was just saying, do you have anything? Do you have a follow-up question for Robert Veno?
Yes, I was in the middle of giving my follow-up question to Robert Veno when you interrupted me and asked me if I was doing a follow-up question for Robert Veno, and now I've lost my thought process completely. So I appreciate that. I was going to make fun of Jeff Fisher. So,
yeah,
look, like Tony La Russa right now, as the White Sox manager, there's no worse manager in baseball. Okay, it's embarrassing what happens there on a nightly basis. Okay, and La Russa, the White Sox power rating just declines because it's this aging head coach who, his better decades were 3 decades ago. Jeff Fisher's got to be in that boat, man. Jeff Fisher, what you talked about, how Jeff Fisher, his decision-making cost you the first game. Do you worry at all that Jeff Fisher, the stats are great, but the team's 1-6. Is he going to cost you this one too? Do you worry at all about an inept head coach in a game where you got to be close to cover the number?
I worry about this guy all the time, Teddy. And I don't really get on the soapbox against coaches or managers, but I mean, let's face it. If he doesn't have Steve McNair as his quarterback, he's a sub 500 coach in any form of football. So Jeff Fisher's not a guy that I'm running to help me win games, but I'm hoping that the 5.5 points is excessive cushion here to maybe counteract any failure that he might have on the sidelines in this particular contest. I think the plus 5.5 is what gets me the most here. Talent level, like I say, the separation between these two is minimal at best. Just didn't understand the line. Again, we're talking about USFL and value in the same sentence. I'm not sure that they should go together yet, but I kind of find value in Michigan plus 5.5.
Robert Veno, everyone. And remember, Rob is on a 6-0 run in the USFL, a 14-5 run in the NBA. His kid plays in a band called Grayscale. If they are playing in your area, go check them out. G. Burnett, Rob writes, Teddy is such a gamma male. I don't know what that means specifically, the gamma part, but I would dispute the male part. No, nothing. Robert, what do you got to promote?
Real quick, for this evening, best bet in Major League Baseball up and available right now, WagerTalk.com. Also, there is a USFL game tonight that we've taken a stance in, so you can get both of those plays right now, up and available, WagerTalk.com.
Nice. Teddy, the Naked HD is back in the chat room. Never a day goes by without my friends from wherever the hell that is talking about whatever the hell they're talking about. Dude, are you ready for your big game breakdown? Because we got you, Carm, Andy Lang, and I know we're getting to 100 likes because Jay Cool is spending half the time in the chat room getting us to 100 likes. Thanks, Jay. We'll be right back, everyone.
WagerTalk and Sports Memo customers love $9 Mondays, where each package is just $9. For a limited time from June 1st until June 7th, we're offering a 30-day all-access pass from your favorite handicapper for $210. That's only $7 per day. This special includes all daily plays from your favorite handicapper every day for 30 days, including 5% plays normally priced at $39 alone. Use coupon code June30, good for multiple uses at WagerTalk and Sports Memo. Once you sign up, you'll get every play sent to you as soon as they post it.
Well, this is my last show before I take a little vacation. Looking forward to taking next week off. Of course, I'll be posting plays while I'm gone, but I won't be doing any shows next week. So you'll be stuck with Prez all week long. That being said, I want to make sure I gave you guys a good one before I left. Let's talk Warriors and Celtics game 2 on Sunday. Right now, look at the WagerTalk live odds screen. I'm seeing Golden State -4. There are some 4.5s out there. Total's been bet up 215.5, 216 as we speak. The NBA has been really good. Okay. 8th straight winner last night. The clients and I cashed with game 1 over. No sweat. But moving forward, 2 things worth noting. The pace wasn't there and the defense was. All right. Only a 98 pace rating last night, below average, relatively slow. And one would expect that pace rating is only going to get slower as both teams make defensive adjustments. What happened in game 1? The refs let them play. Only 31 free throw attempts compared to 40 made three-pointers. Lots of jacking up threes, but the threes were falling last night. I'm not convinced the threes are going to fall like that all series. I'll take the under 40 made threes for game 2, no problem. Can the Celtics shoot better than 50% overall from the floor again? I'm not convinced they can. It's not like Golden State was shooting bricks all night. They shot 44% from the floor, 42% from the beyond the arc. And again, game 1 total opened 210.5, got bet up to 214. It was all wise guy money on the over, cash with ease. Now we're looking at 215.5, 216. I think it's a little bit of an overreaction based on the three-point shooting, not the pace. First half might be the best way to bet this, over under 105 for the first half. Let's split our wager. Let's take under 105 in the first half. Let's take under 216 for the full game. There's your big game breakdown, looking at game 2 of the finals. Enjoy next week. I'll be back a week from Monday. Back to you, Mr. Prez.
Teddy, Dan told me my mic was on in the middle of that big game breakdown.
It was.
Oh, sorry. Guys, I just want to let everyone know I'm deeply saddened by the fact that Teddy is going away for a week. I don't know if you heard, I was crying, tears streaming down my face. Teddy, you have the best name in all of sports betting, handicapping. Teddy Covers. It's the greatest name ever.
Rob Veno gave me the nickname. Literally.
Tell us how this name came about, because in all seriousness, it just doesn't get better.
So before I moved to Las Vegas, I'm sitting in a bar with my friend Chuck White, who was the only guy I knew that knew anything about registering URLs. So I'm like, Chuck, and we're going through the bar. The third beer in, we came up. I was thinking, I'm starting a website. I'm going to Vegas. Third beer in, we come up with whocovers.com. I'm like, that's perfect. Whocovers.com. Register the URL, move out to Vegas. It's 3 years later. I'm running whocovers.com. I meet Rob Veno, and he's at Sports Memo at the time, which wasn't Sports Memo yet, but Rob's at Sports Memo. They were talking about whether they wanted to add a guy like me, and he's talking to the boss over at Sports Memo at the time, and he says, how about that Teddy Covers guy? And it just stuck. It literally was like, what about that Teddy Covers guy? And boom, I had a nickname. They started calling me Teddy Covers. It stuck. I service marked it, so anyone else who uses it, I can sue them. It's a great nickname, and I thank Rob Veno, 100% him.
It really is a great nickname. And Eric Orella says you are a sexy beast. Listen, I mean, we get blind people come on the show. We have nothing against them. We appreciate them. I appreciate having you here. Theodore, bring one of my closest friends in the whole world and a man I love to annoy as much as I love to annoy you, Carmine Bianco. Carm, welcome to WagerTalk Today, dude. How are you?
Thank you, sir. I'm good. I've been watching the whole show, enjoying the music part. We don't have the same taste in music. I'm a little different.
I'm a fan.
No, man. I'm coming to Vegas December 3rd, man. Andrea Bocelli. I've got floors about 10 rows back, and I'm a huge opera guy. I love listening to that music. But yeah, that's me, man.
Teddy, listen, I love, and I mean love, U2 and Pavarotti's opera song. Love. It's like what it is, as Miss Sarajevo says, high level a song as you can ever hear. Can you listen to opera? Like, I can't. It's just brutal to me.
Can I listen to it? Yes.
Yeah, like,
do I often choose to listen to it? Not very often, no.
Yeah. So Carm comes to our house. We're playing poker, and you can use your Spotify to hook up to my Sonos. Every time we put on some bloody song, Carm is in the back queuing up Pavarotti, Nessun Dorma. And it's like we have to listen to that song like 30 times throughout the night. I can sing it. Nessun Dorma.
Think of that song, and you know it's been used in movies, usually at a part where they kill someone. Yes. Some of all fears at the end, where they're literally killing off every single Russian guy who was part of that the bomb there, and they're playing Nessun Dorma. It's fantastic. It's what they do. So
Chris Sal writes, I don't think I've ever heard someone say I love opera music. Well, Chris, you have today. We have a gamma male in Teddy and a beta male in Carm. Carm, Tampa Bay and New York. Man, Tampa Bay, I don't know how you could not bet them here tonight. They haven't lost back-to-back in 3 years of playoffs. They're only minus 130, and they got to win this game if they got a chance in the series. How you betting this?
Yeah, I gave you a perfect segue. You could have gone from Andrea Bocelli to Andrei Vasilevsky. I gave you the perfect intro. But listen, I think all we're going to hear over the next few hours and what you've heard since they lost game one is Tampa's ability to bounce back off a loss. The last 3 playoff seasons, they are 17-0 off a loss. And that's with Vasilevsky in net, allowing 1.47 goals per game while scoring, 3.94 goals per game in the following game. And they come off that game. They didn't pull. I like the fact that Cooper didn't pull Vasilevsky, because I think if you pull him, you're dealing with it's the goalie psyche. Keep him in there. They've always kept him in there. You bring him back in game 2, and they've always bounced back. He's going to give his speech of we didn't perform in game 1. But Prez, I still can't get to the window with Tampa Bay. Even at minus, the market has moved. They opened at 20, minus 120. They're at minus 140 now. The market's moved on them, and it's because of their ability to bounce back. Listen, he allowed 5 goals in game 1 against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and then they bounced back, won that game in Toronto 5-3. I just think that the Rangers are playing extremely well right now, and they've got a goalie of their own in Shesterkin. This game scares me with this stat, but I'll say this: if you like the if you like the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight, then you might as well take them to win the series as well too, because there is a prop out there that you can take Tampa to win game 2 of the series and win the series at plus 170. Tampa right now is minus 105 to win this series down a game. If they win this game and they now have home ice advantage equal at 1, that series price is going to go up to minus 175. It might even go higher than that on Tampa Bay. So you can get Tampa win game 2 and win the series at plus 170. That's an option you might want to look at if you really like Tampa Bay tonight, and you've got a series price on them, or you don't have a series price and you want one on them. You can get that plus 170 now, because that will not be available the minute they win the game tonight.
Yeah,
if they win the game tonight. So obviously this is a Tampa Bay team with this goalie. It's 17-0 off a loss, and then I hear guys that don't bet hockey talking about this particular trend. Okay, is this one of these trends, Carm, you just bet it and don't think about it if you've been riding it, or is this one of these deals where, look, 17-0, every trend's going to end sometime. You know, the Washington Generals get due against the Harlem Globetrotters every once in a while. You know, when does this streak end? Does it ever end?
I don't know, Teddy. It was a similar case. We just saw a trend end in the Carolina series. Carolina, through 13 games, through 13 games in this year's playoffs, the home team in their series had won every single game. They won all 7 at home, and they lost all 6 on the road. They come home, and everyone's expecting Carolina to win at home in Game 7, because that is the trend. 13 straight for the home team in their series, and the Rangers go in there and beat them. So the Rangers ended one streak, or one trend. They could possibly do it tonight. There's something about a team and momentum sometimes, and the Rangers have it right now. They're playing extremely well. Their D is playing extremely well. They're scoring goals. They know their dogs, and they know this stat. I'm sure they read social media. They see it in the media. Yeah. Everyone talks about it. It's not going to matter to them. They're going to come out and play. And this is why I can't get to the window right now, just because the Rangers seem to have that momentum right now. Sometimes that gets you there. It gets you to the window. So.
It makes sense what you're saying. And I mean, the Rangers, 3 big wins in a row, full of momentum, and they were flying against Tampa. But with all that said, man, we saw Tampa lay an egg against the Leafs in that first game, lost 5-0, and came back and beat them. Carm, before we get to your next game, a couple of quick things. Number one, you've got a 5% play up in soccer this afternoon. If you guys want Carm's 5% soccer play, and you do want it, use the promo code SOC, SOC15. You get $15 off of that. That's SOC15, $15 off of Carm's 5% soccer play, and you want to bet this play. So, Carm, you're talking about New York Rangers and Tampa Bay, and Teddy goes onto Google and he types in, is a gamma male good? Because somebody called him a gamma male.
I just typed in gamma male, or what's a gamma male, and that's what came up.
Okay. So what is a gamma male? They tend to be useful for their highly developed areas of knowledge. They're kind and empathetic. That is not Teddy. Good friends and colleagues. Teddy's a good friend to somebody. They also adept they're good problem solvers. They're highly intelligent and often become experts at their chosen interest. I agree with that, Teddy. But the best part is that they are third in the ranks of the social hierarchy beneath me, an alpha male, and you, Carm, a beta male. So they are an average male in the socio-sexual hierarchy. So there you go, Teddy. Does that sum you up?
I've been called much worse.
Yeah. Carm's like, don't call me a beta male again. Carm, tomorrow night, Colorado and Edmonton, man. This, I was on Colorado last night in regulation, but I was also on the over, which clearly was the wrong call. We got 7 again here, and Edmonton is a short dog in an absolute must-win game. I mean, they are playing the best team ever assembled, so I can understand that. How do we bet this game?
There's a couple different ways of betting it. I think if you like Colorado, the market right now, this game opened at minus 120, I believe, on Colorado, moved it to a minus 130, and you could possibly see get as high as minus 140. Although a lot of people subscribe to the notion that the Edmonton has to win Game 3. That's their game where the series is effectively over for them. I think only 4 teams have gone down 3-0 in a series and come back and win. And the last one was 2014, the LA Kings against San Jose. So it doesn't happen very often. But you know, if you're going to lay the minus 140 on Colorado, there are books that have a different option, which is much better. You can take Colorado to win the game and win the series. And it's only minus 120. You're paying 20 cents less juice. And anytime you can save juice is always a good thing to your bankroll long term. Because let's face it, if Colorado wins Game 3, they are winning the series. They are not going to lose 4 straight to the Edmonton Oilers. So lane 120 as opposed to lane 140 on the game is much better. And then I'm going to throw out a prop. I think even if Edmonton wins tonight, Colorado is I think they win 1 or 2 games at the very least in Edmonton and end the series at home in Game 5. And you can get Colorado to win 4-1 at plus 200. It's not a bad bet there either. Everyone's worried about the backup goalie. Listen, Francouz played extremely well last night, and he has played well during the regular season. So it is not like some of the other teams we've seen this playoff season that have gone to their number 2 goalies and number 3 goalies, and there's a drop off. I don't think there's a drop off, and this Colorado team is so talented right now that I think it's their series to lose, and I think they win Game 3, and I think they go on to win this series.
Carmine Bianco says the Colorado Avalanche goaltending situation not quite like that of the Pittsburgh Penguins from earlier in the postseason. Carm, I know you have a 5% soccer play going up this weekend. Again, use the promo code SOC15 at checkout to take $15 off his Carmine's 5% in soccer. Anything else you want to promote before we let you go?
No, that's it. Our fantastic Melissa put up a promo code that is it is PUCK3, PUCK, PUCK3, 3-day all access, $49. So you can get this afternoon's 5% play, tonight's NHL play, and then everything I have on the weekend for $49. Not a bad deal.
Nice. Way to go, Carm. Brother, hopefully we'll see you soon. Send my love to your woman. Get the hell out of here. Andy Lang. You like opera music? Oh, we need a second for Andy. I'll always wait for Andy, Teddy. You know, he's so cute. Got that smiley face of his little cheeks that you want to squeeze. Okay, I don't know what the hell's gone on with me, dude. I'm playing golf in about an hour, though. I see you, Andy. I see you. You like opera music?
I like opera music in dramatic movie scenes.
Okay, so
it's about context. So it's about context. It's like saying you have a heart out and then going over the definition of a gamma male in the middle of your show. You know,
hey,
about the
my
things
heart
going
out
on around the actual thing.
You don't think I can get the show done in 6 minutes, Andy?
That's why you have me on last on Fridays. That's why you have me on last on Fridays.
But it's all good, man. If we're having fun, we'll go an extra few minutes. I'm playing golf today. Royal Stovall. I'm excited. My plan is to break 200. I'm feeling like it's doable. Andy, my brother, let's get straight into it. You've got a prop bet in the Rangers Tampa Bay game tonight. Tell us about it.
Well, you know him well, Zibanejad, and the books have him at over half a point. I think this should be 1.5 points, but I'll lay the juice and take half a point. I love the pressure that the Rangers displayed, and this guy has 21 points in 15 games this postseason. He has one or more point in 6 straight games. Last game, he had 7 shots on goal and 2 shots that missed, so that was 9 times he fired the puck at the net. He scored a goal in 5 out of 6 games. The Rangers' pressure, I thought, looked great. I know all about Tampa and the goalie coming off a loss, but I'm going to choose to ride the streak here. Zibanejad should be a big part of the game plan tonight, so love him getting over half a point here.
UFC Fight Night tomorrow night, right here in fabulous, sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. Undercard bout. We're talking Aaron Blanchfield versus J.J. Aldrich. I'm seeing Blanchfield a $5 favorite in most spots. Total 2.5, heavy juice on the over. How do you want to bet the UFC undercard on Saturday night?
This is not going to be a super exciting fight, but you get a good chance to see Erin Blanchfield. She's only 23, great young talent. She's going to be top 5, I believe, before too long. She's won both of her UFC fights, and we're going to take her to win by decision. That way we're not laying that minus 500, Teddy, like you mentioned. You can get it at minus 165 to win by decision. Last fight, she showed incredible takedown skills against Miranda Maverick, got the unanimous decision, and she's probably going to do the same thing to Aldrich. She had 12 minutes of control time last fight, more than doubled the strike total, an impressive unanimous decision, but she doesn't quite have the knockout power. And Aldrich is not somebody that's going to get knocked out. Aldrich, she's actually won 3 in a row, but they're not against good opponents. Don't let those 3 wins fool you. Aldrich leaves herself open to body and head kicks. That's just going to open up her being taken down. Her takedown defense is probably not going to be too good against Blanchfield. I don't think it's going to be a very exciting fight, and I don't want to take the win because I don't want to lay that juice, but Blanchfield won both her UFC fights by decision. Aldrich has been in 9 UFC fights. 8 of them have gone the distance, so give me Erin Blanchfield. Really good, young, up-and-coming woman that you can get a really good look at. She's going to win by decision.
Look at Blanchfield by decision in UFC action on Saturday night. Let's talk one MLB prop before we let you go, Andy. We got to talk Jed Lowry and the pathetic, easy to bet against Oakland A's. Lowry hitless 4 times in his last 5 starts. You're expecting more of the same today, or do you think he gets on board?
You said it. can't get on base, doesn't have any hits, and he's batting .217 this season. He's facing a right-handed pitcher in Nathan Eovaldi, 0 for 10 lifetime against Eovaldi. This guy's 6 for 40. His last 40 at bats. He's not hitting the ball well right now. This play is plus 140 to not have a hit. It's worth the sprinkle. And you mentioned the team as a whole is just not hitting the ball well. It seems to be contagious. So take Lowry under his hits.
Andy Lang, everyone. Andy, before we get into what did you promote, I just want to say something. D-Gen Woodworker, one of our great listeners here every day. Yesterday, he had his first shawarma. And I just want to say a couple of things. Firstly, not all shawarmas are created equal. Secondly, he preferred a gyro. I don't mind gyros. Too lamby, if you get the best gyro in the world and you put it against the best shawarma in the world, they don't compare. It's just not a thing. It's not a thing. Andy, you a shawarma guy or a gyro guy?
Gyro guy,
Gyro,
all day long.
whatever you want to call it. What?
No, gyro. No, love gyros.
Yeah, I like them. They're good. Tzatziki, I'm a big tzatziki fan. Teddy, you never talk about, you ever have shawarmas in Vegas?
Not much, no. I'm not a big shawarma fan.
Oh.
But a gyro, I've had enough bad gyros that I only want good gyros. You know what I mean? You don't want the dried meat. The tzatziki's got to be right. It's got to be fresh. You don't want a gyro, like, take it out and eat it at home half hour later. It's no good, you know. But a good fresh gyro sandwich, I'll take it.
Andy, what do you got
what
to
else
promote?
Can we waste time with, Prez?
Hey, we still got a minute. You go wasting time. I call it entertaining.
Oh my God. It's like he's the one without the heart out. No, I'll promote. Last week we talked about biggest auto racing day of the year. I went 6-1. I'm now hitting 65% for the year in 2022 in auto racing. Really, really proud of the auto racing record. We already have a 4% NBA play up for Sunday, and we have 2 really, really solid MLB plays that I love tonight. Go grab those, or if you just want a 3-day pass, it's really good value. We'll have NHL, MLB, and NBA, and auto racing. Don't forget, Prez, long, straight, and consistent today on the golf course. Good luck to you, and thanks, guys, for having me on.
Andy Lang, as good as it gets in this industry, guys. Teddy, I'm going to waste more time. I want to talk. My kid, my 21-year-old, goes to Israel tomorrow for 18 days. And one thing I know, and I've learned in my 53 years on this planet, is there is at least a 20% chance she never comes back. People who go to Israel want to live in Israel. So tonight, I got to give her a hug and send her on her way. She did text me today saying, Dad, I need spending money. Should I go to the bank and spend my own money, or are you giving me money? I'm like, you have a job. You're 21. And then I gave her money. Anyway, to my daughter, have the best trip ever. Teddy, I love you. Have the best trip ever, too. I will miss you. Let's go to the daily presidential address. All right, everybody, it's time for the daily presidential address, and I am your captain, Lawrence Presman. I got 3 plays for you guys tonight. I just want to let everybody know, guys, if you're not playing my baseball, come on, man. I'm hitting plus 160s. I'm hitting plus 150s. I'm up units on the season, and I've just been crushing baseball. Anyway, I got 1 baseball bet up for tonight and 1 hockey bet up for tonight. You guys can find that at WagerTalk.com on my current page. Shout out to Teddy Covers. He's going on vacation next week. Steve Merrill will be hosting in his seat. I hope Teddy has the best time ever, and I'm sure he will be able to find a good shawarma wherever he's going. Your 3 bets today, I'm going with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Minus 130 tonight. I'm going with the Blue Jays over the total. I think it's 9.5, a few 9s out there. And I'm going with Kucherov to score at plus 190. Teddy, my brother, for the last time this week and for the last time for the next 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, take us home.
Not that big a deal, dude. I'm taking a week's vacation. Get over it. It's like you brought it up 8 times during the show, maybe 20 times this week. I look forward to not seeing
What
you
are
next
you
week,
saying?
Lawrence. Enjoy
What did you
the
just
games.
say?
Have a great weekend. And Prez and Merrill will be taking you through Wager Talk today all next week. Cheers.
WagerTalk and Sports Memo customers love $9 Mondays, where each package is just $9. For a limited time from June 1st until June 7th, we're offering a 30-day all-access pass from your favorite handicapper for $210. That's only $7 per day. This special includes all daily plays from your favorite handicapper every day for 30 days, including 5% plays normally priced at $39 alone. Use coupon code June30, good for multiple uses at WagerTalk and Sports Memo. Once you sign up, you'll get every play sent to you as soon as they post it.